I've been wanting to do a series about just saying it's okay to people out there. And it's just, it's tough doing stuff. And sometimes you feel like you're the only one going through it. And maybe I don't understand, but I'd like to think that I can be a person who at least tries. And so putting up this video post called It's Okay. And today's talk is it's okay if you didn't get into college or if you didn't get into your first choice for college. And right below it, I mentioned life is about perspective because I know a lot of people in high school, you go through 12 years of, education. It feels like college is the biggest step, the next biggest step. But made a little short thingy, I guess a little writing about what I wanted to talk about. So it's okay. It's okay if you didn't get into college you wanted to. One, you might be saving yourself a lot of money. A lot of people shoot for the stars and try to get into a really, really good university or out of state university, and it's sometimes really expensive. And so maybe if you didn't get into there, you can go to like a local university or a local college. It'll be a lot cheaper. And in the long run, you'll save some money. Um, Number two is maybe you can go to your second choice for college. It might not be what you always wanted to go to, but it might be a great place and you might, still get a great education. Again, life is about perspective. Sometimes you can't get what you want and instead you need to figure out, how can you get there in another way. And I think that part's kind of the interesting thing about life. It's sometimes you can't just plan it out. So you just have to try different things and work with whatever feedback's given to you. Number three is, I guess, the worst case scenario, or could there might be a number four, but number three is if you didn't get into a college or university, um, you can always try to go to junior college. Uh, that's one option. You can try transferring into, go into junior college and then this wasn't well written, but you can always reapply into the university after a semester or a year. But if you decide to stay in, community college or junior college, after 2 years, you can try transferring to that university, which might be actually easier than actually going in through the first year. And again, this goes back to number one. You'll actually end up saving yourself a lot of money, unless you had some type of full scholarship, which unfortunately I feel bad if you had that. Uh, Number four is I should have put number four as you can't afford the university. So if you can't afford it, I mean that is something we all have to deal with, living within our means, and so it's. I mean, I don't know if you should make or break your whole life according to going to one place. A lot of movies deal with this. It's sort of like rom coms or whatever. Obviously, I'm not a good analogist, but Hollywood loves to sell this idea that you have to go to one place or your future is dependent on going to this one place like destiny or whatever. But I think that you can probably live a pretty good life going to a different university, one that you can afford, or find a different way so that you can afford. If you're dead set on going to that university but you still can't afford it, figure a way to afford it. I mean, it sounds easy saying that, but maybe you have to find a job to get that money or a scholarship. But life is about figuring out a solution to the problem. So I mean, don't I don't want you to feel as if like it's the end. It's probably just the beginning of your journey to, I mean, if this university is the only thing that you want to do, I mean, you have to begin on your journey to get there and figure a way you can afford it. But again, I'm cheap, and I think any college and university is interchangeable. And so that's my perspective on things. Uh, so after four is number five. Finally, life is about perspective. Although it feels really tough, hopefully you have the support of friends and loved ones who can, let they've gone to college, they've all gotten jobs, and when you look back on everything, college is just one part of your life. And so, for me, I I'm one of maybe many that where I ended up not using my college degree out of college. And so it was a real life experience for me where I had to figure out how I could get a job and just survive. When I finished college, I was just joining the workforce after the tech bubble. And so it was one of the worst recessions. And so finding a job was super difficult. And then a few years later, I was also finding a job during another recession. So again, life is about perspective and how you figure out how to deal with it. So just want to say it's okay you didn't get into college or you couldn't go to college. I mean, just be positive and hopefully you can find a solution to one possible solution to what you're doing or where you want to go. So a little background about me. I'm a little different from most people. When I graduated high school, I didn't actually want to. I didn't want to go to college. I had no interest in going to college because, to me, life is about perspective. I didn't need much to be happy, and so out of high school, I wanted to get a job, just work at. Actually, I wanted to work at auto shop like Pep Boys or something. My parents weren't too happy to hear that I wanted to do that, especially since I had a pretty good high school education. I think my 4.0 GPA was about 3.9. I forgot 3.8, 3.9, and my 5.0 GPA was like 4.7. So it was pretty high, and my SAT scores were pretty decent, above 1300 at least. And so I did apply to three universities, but I really didn't care. You see those movies where they open the acceptance letter and they're so excited. When I got my acceptance letters, I was sort of like the complete opposite. I just put it down and let my parents read it, whatever made them happy. So the point of this is that as long as you try in life, you'll probably, hopefully, end up in a nice place. I could be wrong. That's my perspective on life, and so I just want to continue with this idea. It may seem difficult, like when you don't get into the college you want, or you can't go to the college you want to go to. But the thing growing up here in the USA is, from my perspective, it's not like other countries. It's totally unlike other countries where you only get like one or two shots at it. So like in high school, they have like entrance exams, and it's super hard. You have to study for weeks. But in the United States, we don't have anything. I mean, we had SATs, but it didn't make or break our careers. And even if we failed, we can still go back into college years later, as long as we're willing to try. And that's why I said, like, the point is, as long as you're willing to try in life, you'll probably be, hopefully, you'll probably be hopefully successful because you keep on trying and learning. And you're learning from your mistakes and stuff. And in the United States, you're allowed to, try again. Example of that is, again, back to this college idea. It's, let's say you fail to get into college now, but if you really wanted to get into the college you want to go to, you could still go to junior college, community college, and then transfer 2 to 3 years later. Or I guess you could try to reapply the next semester. Some borderline people who are put onto wait list. In my case, I didn't even say what happened over here with my 3 applications, which is unimportant, really. I did get accepted to UCLA, got accepted to UCSD, and then UC Berkeley, I was put on the wait list. A few of the people I knew in my high school, they got put into wait list, and they decided to take extension classes in what do you call it, Berkeley, and then wait until they got accepted from the wait list, or basically reapply into Berkeley. And then my third option is you could become super successful, or just get a job in the field that you're interested in and get real life experience, and maybe hopefully that can be applicable when you try to apply back to the college. I know in unlike bachelor's degree, in a master's degree, sometimes job experience is helpful in getting you entrance into a master's program, and so it's just my perspective on things, and hopefully it put in a positive light for prospective college students. I feels like ages since I went to college, but still, I have nephews and nieces going to college now, and yeah, I feel old, but still, I really wanted to impart on them that this is just one part of your life, and as long as you try, you don't know where you're going to end up in, but hopefully you'll be successful from working hard and learning from your mistakes. So have a good day, everyone. It's okay.